Good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss about sp3d2 hybridization, and then we will be discussing which type of hybridization occurs in C2H4 and C2H2 molecules. There is formation of sigma as well as pi bonds. So how pi bonds are formed, that also we are going to discuss. Okay. Now let us start with sp3d2 hybridization. So we will discuss it with the help of an example, and here we have taken the example of SF6 molecule. Now see, if we are asked what is sp3d2 hybridization, then how we will define it? We will say that in this type of hybridization, 1s, 3p and 2d orbitals combine to form 6 sp3d2 hybridized orbitals. Okay, and those 6 orbitals are arranged in the octahedral fashion. Okay, so that molecule in which central atom undergoes sp3d2 hybridization will have octahedral geometry. Okay, now here we have taken this sulfur molecule, sulfur hexafluoride molecule, SF6 molecule. So ground state of this sulfur, it will have electronic configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. So 3p4 means 2 electrons in px, 1 in py and 1 in pz. So valence shell in this case will be this one, 3s2, 3p4. Okay, now there are total 6 electrons. Now out of those 6 electrons, there are 2 unpaired electrons in its ground state. Okay, now in its ground state there are only 2 unpaired electrons. So in its excited state there will be presence of 6 unpaired electrons. Okay, why they will go to excited state? Because there is availability of d orbital also. So this will be formed and there will be 6 unpaired electrons. Okay, now 6 electrons are available in unpaired form, so it is capable of forming 6 bonds now. Okay, now these 6 orbitals which contain one unpaired electron, they undergo hybridization. Okay, so one 3s orbital we are taking, 3p orbitals we are taking, and 2 3d orbitals we are taking. So it is resulting in the sp3d2 hybridization. Okay, now since 6 orbitals have combined, so 6 orbitals will also be formed, and those 6 will be arranged in the octahedral geometry. Okay, so now see again, there are 6 sigma bonds. This sigma bond is between sp3d2 orbital of s and p orbital of f. Okay, so when 6 f atoms will come, they will have unpaired electron in their p orbital. That orbital will combine with hybridized orbitals. Hybridized orbitals are sp3d2. Okay, and then there will be formation of 6 sigma bonds. Okay, now see, the bond angles in this case will be 90 degree. Okay, so let us see how the shape is now. Okay, here you see it was the ground state, this was the ground state. Okay, then what happened in its excited state? What happened, these two orbitals, they also occupied one electron, and there was sp3d2 hybridization, and those 6 atoms, they were arranged as 4 were arranged, 1 2 3 4. These 4 were arranged in the corners of the square, and one was above the square and one was below the square. Okay, so in this manner the geometry was octahedral geometry. Okay, now let us consider some more examples. Just like, first of all, we will talk about ethene. Okay, now carbon, we know that its atomic number is, carbon has atomic number 6. So its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So there are two electrons in its 2s and 2p orbital. Okay, now what happens in this case? If it is ethene, ethene means it is alkene. Okay, from there you can remember, in case of alkanes, carbon undergoes sp3 hybridization. In case of alkene, carbon undergoes sp2 hybridization, and in case of alkynes, it undergoes sp hybridization. So here it is alkene, so you have to remember in that way that alkenes have carbon which undergoes sp2 hybridization, okay, which is doubly bonded. Okay, now what happens in this case? That carbon atom which has 2 electrons in s orbital and 2 electrons in p orbital, first of all, what will happen in excited state? There will be 1 electron in 2s orbital and 3 electrons in 2p orbital. So there will be 4 unpaired electrons. Okay, now when it undergoes sp2 hybridization, then we will be left out with unhybridized 2pz orbital. Means one orbital out of the 3p orbitals will not undergo hybridization, that will remain as unhybridized. Okay, unhybridized mean that its geometry will not change, it will be like that only, and there will be presence of electron. Okay, now carbon atom, it will form sigma bonds between themselves. Mean there are 2 carbon atoms, we are talking about C2H4, so there are 2 carbon atoms, both carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized. So those 2 carbon atoms, they will form one sigma bond. Okay, so one sp2 hybridized orbital will be utilized in formation of one sigma bond. Now we are left out with two hybridized orbitals with each carbon and one unhybridized orbital with each carbon. Okay, so see, again you just repeat, carbon has total 4. Okay, now again I am repeating, the carbon atom has 4 electrons in 4 orbitals, 1 in 2s and 3 in 3p orbitals. Okay, now when it undergoes sp2 hybridization, then each carbon atom has 3 sp2 hybridized orbitals and 1 unhybridized orbital. Okay, now these 3 sp2 hybridized orbitals, they will arrange themselves in the form of trigonal planar form. Okay, and there will be presence of one unhybridized orbital also. Now all these 4 orbitals, 1 unhybridized and 3 hybridized, they all contain one unpaired electron. Okay, now both the atoms, both the carbon atoms, they will undergo head-on collision. One orbital will undergo head-on collision and there will be formation of one sigma bond. Okay, now each carbon atom is left out with two sp2 hybridized orbitals and one unhybridized orbital. Now these 2 sp2 hybridized orbitals, they will form bond with hydrogen. Okay, they will form bond with hydrogen and that bond will also be sigma bond. Okay, and the unhybridized orbital which is with both the carbons, both carbons have one unhybridized orbital, so that unhybridized orbital will form pi bond. Okay, that will form pi bond. So there is formation of one pi bond and one sigma bond between carbon and carbon and 4 sigma bonds between carbon and hydrogen. Okay, so if we see the overall geometry, then this geometry will be a planar geometry. Okay, now we can see how it is. Okay, now here in this diagram you can see, if we talk about one carbon atom, then this much is one carbon atom in which this hydrogen and this hydrogen, these 2 are bonded through sigma bond, and this carbon atom has formed one sigma bond here. Okay, So how many total bonds are forming? This is from one carbon, this is from other carbon, they are forming a sigma bond. Okay, and here bond is formed between sp2 hybridized carbon orbital and s orbital of hydrogen. Okay, this way there are four: second, this is third, and this is fourth. Okay, so this way it is formed. Now this is also present, this is unhybridized, there is no change in its shape because it has not undergone any hybridization, so it will remain as it is. So this orbital will undergo sidewise overlapping and there will be formation of pi bond. Okay, so this shows the formation of sigma bonds, this shows the formation of pi bond, and now here we are showing all collectively. Now when there is pi bond formation, then there is formation of two electron clouds. One is this electron cloud and another is this electron cloud. Okay, so we have discussed earlier that in case of pi bond there are two electron clouds. Okay, so this is pi bond and these are sigma bonds, these are sigma bonds. Now how to represent? See, here we can represent it. These sigma bonds, they all lie in the same plane. These all sigma bonds, they lie in the same plane. And these pi bond is formed, it is above and below, its electron cloud is above and below the plane. Okay, so this thing and this thing represents pi electron cloud. Okay, now let us discuss ethyne molecule. Now see, just like now we discussed carbon situation in case of alkene. In case of alkyne, we have to remember that for alkynes, carbon which forms triple bond, that undergoes sp hybridization. So in excited state, this form 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, this will change into 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. And when there is sp hybridization, then what is going to happen? Then S and P, these two will undergo hybridization. There will be formation of two hybridized orbitals. Two hybridized orbitals will be placed like this. Okay, they will be placed like this at an angle of 180. But there is presence of two unhybridized orbitals also. So with each hybridized orbital, we have to represent unhybridized orbitals also. So these two are unhybridized orbitals. Okay, this way we have to represent them. So when carbon atom undergoes sp hybridization, then it forms two sp hybridized orbitals and there is presence of two unhybridized orbitals. So how can we represent? See, these are hybridized orbitals and this one and this one, these are unhybridized orbitals. So these two are unhybridized and this are hybridized orbitals. Okay, now see, these two which are unhybridized, these are available, this one and this one is available for pi bond formation, and this one is available for sigma bond formation. So what happens when we talk about C2H2, both the carbons, they will undergo sigma bond formation first. One sp hybridized orbital is utilized in the formation of sigma bond, and other sp hybridized orbital will form sigma bond with hydrogen. Okay, so there will be formation of two pi bonds. Okay, and total there will be three sigma bonds, one sigma bond between both the carbons and two sigma bonds between carbon and hydrogen. Okay, so this way it will go, and how it goes you can see here. See, here we are seeing sigma bond formation. This is sigma bond between carbon and carbon, this is sigma bond between carbon and hydrogen, this is sigma bond between carbon and hydrogen. Okay, and this diagram is for pi bond formation. In this diagram, Py is overlapping with Py and Px is overlapping with Px, and there is formation of 2 pi bonds. Now, as we studied earlier, that pi bond has 2 electron clouds. So there will be formation of 2 electron clouds, one upper electron cloud, one lower electron cloud. Okay, and these sigma bonds will be in the one plane only. They all will be in one plane. One electron cloud will be above the plane and one electron cloud will be below the plane. Okay, so this way it will go on. Now here in this diagram you can check it properly. See, this is sigma bond, this is sigma bond, this is sigma bond, and these are pi bonds. Okay, so this way C2H2 molecule is formed. There are total 3 sigma bonds and total 2 pi bonds. Okay, so one more thing which we can remember is that if we know the type of hybridization, then we can tell about the geometry of the molecule. For example, if I am saying the hybridization is DsP2. Now see, there is one more thing which you have to remember. If we write D first or we write D afterwards, what is the difference? If we write D first, then it means its energy is less than the energy of s orbital which is coming after it. Okay, and thereafter energy of p will come. And if I have written D at the last, it means it has higher energy than p and p has higher energy than s. Okay, this is the meaning. Okay, so one is inner d orbital and another is outer d orbital. In this case it is inner d orbital, here it is outer d orbital. Okay, so if the hybridization is dsp2, it means one d orbital, one s orbital and two p orbitals will combine, and then it will undergo dsp2 hybridization and the geometry will be square planar. Okay, similarly if I am talking about sp3d, then it means one s orbital, three p orbitals and one d orbital will combine, and the geometry of the molecule will be trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, this will be the geometry. Similarly, if one d orbital, one s orbital and three p orbitals will combine, then dsp3 hybridization will occur and it will be square pyramidal geometry. Okay. Similarly, if we take inner d orbital or outer d orbital, but total number of orbitals taken are 6, then there will be formation of octahedral geometry. So we can remember these with the help of these examples also. Okay, so this table is quite helpful in determining the shape of the molecules. Now whatever we have studied till now in this session, you have to solve these problems on the basis of that. Okay, thank you.